Call this meeting to order. First, we're going to go into our invocation, and then we'll go into our Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask the mayor to lead us in prayer.
Let's stand. First of all, let me say I appreciate all the prayers for Kay and I as we've been in the hospital. We both got clean bills of health, but just for peace of mind, I'm going to sit out here right now. But I do appreciate all the well wishes and the prayers. Heavenly Father, thank you for this time that we've come together and discuss the business of our city. Thank you for blessing all of us. Thank you for seeing us through some hard times. Thank you for giving us good health. Lord, just be with the ones that have lost loved ones in this pandemic. Just guide our nation, make us the greatest nation still that we can be, make us the greatest city we can be. Just thank you for loving us. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I did want to piggyback on what Mayor Herndon said. As most of you know, Mayor Herndon and his wife Kay were hospitalized with COVID a few weeks back, and glad to know that they both got clean bills of health, and glad to see Mayor Herndon back here with us tonight. He's making sure that we all social distance adequately, so he's sitting down tonight on the floor to make sure of that, but very glad to see you back. This time I'd like to ask the city administrator to call roll, please.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Present.
Councilman Washington.
Here.
Councilman Hinton.
Here.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Here.
And President Hogg.
Here. Next on the agenda is presentations. Seeing that there is none, we'll jump right into item 5, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
That's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Washington. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 6 is visitors to address the council. We have no visitors signed up to speak. We'll jump right into item 8, new business. 8A1 is the first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Municipal Code regarding compensation for future mayor and council. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President. This comes with a favorable recommendation from the Finance Committee. We have 2 or 3 years ago, I think, before Councilman Hinton was in office, he did a survey of compensation for similar-sized cities of Northport with part-time mayors, and found out that the amounts we were paying were very low, and the reason is they haven't gone up since the year 2000. So, first of all, and most importantly, this will not change your salary. Under Alabama law, you can't. I know you don't want to do it. You'll be making the same last week, the same next week, and the same this summer. So this is not a raise for any elected official. What this is a proposed raise for the new mayor and the new council in the year 2024. And it works out to about a $300 a year raise if one had been just gradually given over time. I think it's something that's needed. Hopefully you want to attract the best candidates. And I've forgotten, if you'll take what you're making right now and divide it by 365, because I know you get phone calls every day, you'll see you don't make very much money at all. So anyway, I think it's a very good idea. It's something that needs to be done. But again, it will not have any impact on you. So you can still do the math and realize how little you make every day.
Thanks, Ryan. I do know that there's not a single person that runs for office that does it for the money. You can tell that by how much we do get paid. But if you want to attract quality people to take a look, you don't want them going into a hole with gas or anything else that they have to provide on a daily basis to do city business. So I appreciate the study that was done, I believe, in 2015, and the Finance Committee for looking back over this. I do want to say that I do know that that ordinance 1346 became effective back in the year 2000, but I think that would have been voted on back in 1996.
Yes.
So,
Well, this one was done, it was voted on the same year. It was
Oh, okay.
voted on in February. But I did do the math. I did, what, 7,000? Some of you guys with the computer help me, divided by 365. The council was making, it looks like $19 a day or something like that. But anyway, whatever, help me out on the math. But take $7,000
we'll take your
and
word
divide
for
it by
it.
365. Yeah, $19.17.
Rolling in it.
That's before taxes.
And I just want to point out once again, I know Mr. Davis said this, but you can't say this enough. This will not change the current compensation of the current mayor or the current council. This will be for the newly elected council and mayor starting in the term 2024 to 2028. So not a single person up here, unless they run for office again and are reelected, will see these changes. So noting that, is there any questions or comments from any members of council or the mayor's office? If not, do I have a motion for first reading?
So moved.
Okay, that's offered up by Councilwoman Bobo. 8B1 is a resolution of a temporary nature declaring certain items of surplus. Chief Marshal.
Yes, sir, Mr. President, Mayor, members of council. This resolution will allow us to surplus a 2012 Dodge Ram 4500 truck chassis. This is a chassis that was previously under our Rescue One truck. Council approved it. It's already been replaced with a new chassis that was approved in 2019-2020 capital item funds, and it will be taken to auction.
Okay. So once again, 2012 Dodge Ram truck being sold at auction, so for disposal. Would there a member of council would like to offer a motion? Okay, it's a motion by Councilman Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8B2 is a resolution approving additional 2021 Northport First Funds. Mr. McGee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee also approved this. It's a resolution to allocate Northport First funds for the fiscal year of 2021 collections to educational grants for the schools located in the city of Northport. There are currently 10. There's an additional middle school coming on soon, so there'll be one additional school, and it's increasing the allocation to Tuscaloosa County High School by $15,000. So we'll take it from $75,000 to $90,000. Middle schools are at $35,000 each. The elementary schools are $25,000 each, with Lordwood with $5,000. So.
Okay. So once again, this is for the new budgeted term. I know the Community Outreach Committee had delivered checks regarding these grants from the previous year just the other day.
That's correct. That was
And
2020 funds.
So that was 2020 funds. For 2021, we are going to increase that from a total of $300,000 to given to the local schools to $350,000, and that's going to be $15,000 additional to Tuscaloosa County High School and $35,000 for the new middle school that's being built on the same property.
That is correct.
Okay. This is a resolution for the approval of that $350,000 for educational grants. Anyone like to make a motion?
Motion.
That is a motion by Councilwoman Dykes. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hinton. Is there any questions or comments?
President, could I make a few comments?
Absolutely.
These two grants together will be 600,000, plus 50,000 total for this year, because it's really over 2 years, 2020 and 2021. I would say this is probably unprecedented. I would not think that Northport has ever given that much money in one year to the schools of Northport. And we want excellence in our schools, and we're on the way. So this will buy things that they will be using for years to come in the way of technology and other things. So just real pleased we can offer this help to our schools.
I totally agree. If we want to have a good partnership, we've got to be a good partner. So definitely appreciate the work that was put into this. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
AB3 is a resolution authorizing the Northport Police Department to enter into a sub-grant agreement with Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Chief Burton.
Yes, sir. This is an agreement between the Northport Police Department and the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, which would allow us to continue to investigate the internet crimes against children. I think the amount of the grant is $10,000 plus additional if they have funds at the end of the year, I believe.
Okay. Grants are always our friend, so very good to see that. The member of council would like to offer this for a motion. That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Dykes. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
AB4 is a resolution amending the 2021 general fund operating budget. Mr. McGee.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. This again comes from the Finance Committee. It is a recommendation to amend the budget to commit an additional supplemental appropriation to the Tuscaloosa Public Library in the amount of $50,000.
Okay. So that is a one-time supplement, is what you're
It
saying?
is a one-time supplement, yes, sir.
Okay. And then when they come back for the next fiscal year, that they will be providing information in regards to their outside agency funding.
Our plan is to have them come and issue and present to the Finance Committee before the next budget year for approval of their funding, them and all the other outside agencies. So
I do understand that the library did come and meet with the Finance Committee, put together a good presentation of where their funds are being allocated and what they use in terms of Northport residents, and it was
very
discussed
impressive.
and very impressive that we need to see if we can do anything that we can to help.
That's absolutely right. It's, high usage.
Okay. Any member of council would like to discuss this any further from Finance Committee or?
I'd just like to say that I know that everybody's had an opportunity to look over the presentation from the library. This additional amount, if we broke it down just to usage online, like if you check a book out online, Northport citizens using it, it would be about $1, and I think it was 48 or 49 cents if we were to put a dollar value with how much people are using it. And that doesn't include how many people are going in and participating in programs, how many times the library's coming into our schools and helping. So I think that this is very much something that we, as Finance Committee, discussed and all came to an agreement on.
That's good. Anything, Dr. Enzi?
Just, we were impressed with the number of Northport residents using the library.
Yes.
A lot of different ways. It was very impressive.
That's good. I'm glad y'all really took the bull by the horns and got into that with the library to find out exactly what we could do to help. So that's very good. Any member of council would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilwoman Dykes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8C is our consent agenda. This ranges from minutes, bill listings, PO requisitions. There's one thing that I did see on here that I wanted to make sure that we did discuss from HR, and that's 8C4, and that's our PO requisition for our workers' compensation payments to AMIC in the amount of $390,320. Mr. Rose, would you like to come discuss with us about where we're at? Because to me, this is a big deal based on where we were when I first took office in 2016 to now. So I'd like to rehash this again and make sure that everyone understands where we came from and what all we did to get to this point. So,
Sure, Mr. President. To put it simply, we're at half of what we were paying. Several years ago, there were some changes made to our policy as far as workman's comp. There was also the investment into the garbage carts, which reduced the number of back and shoulder injuries. Our overall claim numbers. We are still continuing to work on our experience modification rating. We're down about 13%. I'm still working to get down to that below 1 on our experience modification. We've got one more high year, and our claims are doing really, really well. Like I said, a lot of it is dealing with policy changes, investment in garbage carts, and the employees buying in as well, working more safely. Just to kind of give you an idea, this year our premium went down $88,000 while we still added more payroll costs as we continue to grow as a city and add staff. So that's a big thing when you add payroll costs, because that's what your premiums are based off of, and you're still able to reduce those premiums. That's a big thing. So we're right now looking at, like I said, half of what we were in where we were paying right around $800,000 in our workers' comp premium. So we're at $390. Like I said, I look forward, if our numbers continue like they are this year and next year, we will be significantly lower than this $390,000. And I hope that's the case, because that frees up some funds for things to reinvest in our employees.
correct. Thank you for that. There was a lot of talk and discussion about the implementation of the new garbage cart system that was done a few years ago with our automated trucks. This was keeping our workers from really having to pick up the carts themselves and have back injuries. And this was all done and gone to a 1 day a week service. A lot of people threw stones at that because it was 1 day instead of 2 days. But I think now they can see that there was a method to the madness. We were able to establish recycling as well, and able to save money in regards to our workers' compensation. If you'll look at that just from raw numbers, if we were paying $800,000 for our workers' comp premium in 2016, take 4 years, and we've saved $400,000, give or take, each year. I mean, potentially we've saved about $1.6 million over the last 4 years just by some implementation of some different things to make a safer working place for our city. So I think these are all good. These are definitely things that most people don't see in public, that when we do things, people scratch their head and wonder why, but we're looking at the future, not just what is at the end of our nose. So appreciate that, Mr. Rose, for giving us that update. As stated, 8C is our consent agenda. Anyone want to move to approve the consent agenda? I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 9 is reports of special committees of council. Would any members of council like to report on their respective committees? I know Finance Committee's had a lot of different recommendations tonight on the agenda, but if there's anyone else that would like to discuss, please do.
I would like to say, Finance Committee's been working really hard over the past few weeks or month, and we still have a lot of work to do, looking over things and reviewing and justifying things. But Dr. Hinton, I just want to tell you thank you so much for all of the extra time you've put in and making sure that we take care of our schools, with this Northport First funding. It's all you putting that work in and making sure that we allocate it the correct way and can be accountable for it and get it to them in a timely manner. And I just want to tell you that we all appreciate you.
I totally agree. If there's anybody that loves kids and loves schools, that would definitely be Dr. Hinton. He has been a breath of fresh air on the council since he's been here and done a very good job, and appreciate you coming up with this grant process for education. Speaking of the grant process, our community outreach committee went out and visited, I think, 10 schools the other day. Is that correct?
We did.
Okay.
And it was quite a pleasure to be able to hand those checks over. You would have thought that we were giving the principals new cars. They were just so gracious and so appreciative, and I was honored to be a part of it. So was President Washington, not President Washington, Councilman Washington.
Anything you want to add to that, Councilman Washington?
Same thing with Councilwoman Dykes. Everybody was happy to see us. I told them to wait a couple of days, make sure the check clear before you send us something, but I'm just kidding. But every principal was appreciative, and there was a bunch of kids as well.
That's good. That's what makes it worth serving, for sure. The Projects Committee was canceled last week. We will be rescheduling the Projects Committee, so we'll report on that as soon as we do.
I suppose the Administrative and the Finance Committee will meet again. Scheduled, I believe, for February 9th, 3:30. That's okay.
Okay. Anybody?
Public safety would be on the 26th at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Public safety meeting, 26, 11 o'clock. Anything else? All right. If there's nothing else, we'll move to item number 13, Mayor and Council Members' business. Once again, Mayor Herndon.
Passed over me.
Right. District 1, Councilwoman Bobo.
I mean, like, we all need to remember COVID. I'm glad we're spaced out tonight and streaming this so that the public can interact with us online.
Absolutely. District 2, Councilman Washington. District 3, Councilman Hinton. District 4, Councilwoman Dykes.
Nothing tonight.
Okay. And District 5, I do want to add one thing that council was made aware of today. It's been talked about for a while. We announced that there was going to be a Waffle House that was going to come to Rose Boulevard. This was a while back. COVID hit. Waffle House, of course, had to shut down for a little while, not just our local, but just talking about corporate. Then states went to 50% capacity, various things. So Waffle House or any other restaurants had to kind of step back a little bit, take a re-look at what they were doing before adding new stores. All of this was already done and taken care of. Permits were already established. We were just waiting on the timeline of when they would start construction. Staff did talk to them today, and they look like they will be turning dirt sometime by this summer, if I'm correct. And that's where we're at right now with Waffle House, if anybody is wanting to know.
President, can we back up to number 11? I got a couple of things I'd like to.
I did not mean to skip you. I'm sorry. Flipped the page.
Are you sure of that now? Let me make a couple of comments on some ongoing business. The paving project that's been ongoing, we're very close to having the analysis completed on the remaining roads in Northport and evaluated so that we can continue to move forward with our next phase of paving. Second thing I wanted to inform the council of and the public as well, thanks to the efforts of Rodney Sullivan and Senator Allen, we were awarded an A-Trip 2 project, which is an improvement on Highway 43 and between Larry Road and Paul Howell Road. And so we look forward to working with AlDOT and seeing that improvement in the area. The last item that I wanted to bring up, and I don't really relish bringing it up, but I think I would like to say a word of thanks to the service that Max Snyder has rendered the city during his tenure. Most of you may or may not know. I'm certain that the public is not aware that Max will be leaving us by the end of this week. Maybe tomorrow may be his last day with us. It coincides with the inauguration. He's not going to Washington, but he is going to the Tuscaloosa County Industrial Development Authority as a project manager, and we congratulate him on that. He will be in a position, I think, that Northport can continue to benefit from his involvement, and he's assured me that he will be available to continue to support Northport, even though he will no longer be on our payroll. He's consented to remain involved, but I would be derelict if I didn't say to Max how much I personally appreciate you, and the city will definitely miss you, because there's a lot. He's had his finger in a lot of things, and there's a lot more he could have his fingers into, and helping grow Northport. And I'm very, very proud to have had the opportunity to work with Max, and I look forward to reading about all his success in the future, and hopefully Northport will be part of that as well.
I do have to agree.
I asked him today, I said, is your staff throwing you a party? We kind of looked around, because he's a department of one.
I do have to agree. There's been so many times that Max has had his hand in a lot of different things that, and just like any of our staff and our department heads or anything, they always step up, and they always do the things behind the scenes that, a lot of us up here we get credit for, in the public eye, but it's all due to our staff and how good they are, and the process that they go through on a daily basis to really make us look good. So, Max, you've been there with me on many different things, on retail and other areas, and we've had a lot of luncheons, and we've had a lot of PowerPoint presentations to different places, and I really do appreciate it myself. So I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to work with you, and hope you do well in your future endeavors. Thank you. Mr. McCullum, I did not mean to leave you out. That was my slip. I'll make sure I do better in February's meeting. So
normally I can just pass, but tonight I would again. I would have.
I am told we're going to have an executive session tonight to discuss a few legal issues, and I'm being told 30 minutes, so we're going to say 45. Is that correct?
Oh, we could
10 or 15.
10 or 15, Ron Davis time.
Yeah. Okay,
no,
so that's an hour.
What I do want to do, normally we meet in the back, but because of the COVID, I'd like for us to meet in the large conference room. That way we can space out and better. We'll come back to adjourn and take no further action.
Okay,
So we'll take a little break, about 5 minutes, people will go to talk to you guys.
Motion to go into second.
So just to reiterate, we're gonna have to take a motion to adjourn the meeting into executive session. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, for anyone to discuss with any of the members, of the public that are here. We will meet in the council conference room at the other end of the building, and we're hoping that this doesn't last but about 45 minutes. And then, once we come back, no action will be taken. All staff that is here are welcome to go home after we adjourn into executive session. Correct, Mr. Davis? Okay. With that being said, I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting into executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
All right, motion carried.
We are in executive session, ladies and gentlemen.